All right. Going live. Machiwa, holy ones. Much love, much respect to all of those on their spiritual journey as we talk about hybrids, part human, part extraterrestrial. And this isn't new. This is something that's ancient. And in these spiritual teachings, the Emerald Order Innerchristos Law of One teachings, it goes into detail about this profound concept. And it's been a huge part of our reality, a part of our existence, historically. Can you guys please write in the comments if you can see me and hear me okay? I've been juggling this live tonight, so let me get this lit. So yes, for sure, you guys, this is something that's affected your spiritual awakening and ascension. It has turned into a spiritual bondage on human earth. And indeed, the fact alone that you have human alien hybrids on earth, that is a military tactic. It's a military strategy to infiltrate. I mean, it's another way of, when you think of body snatchers, well, those have an agenda. Hybrids that are actually alien soul essences, that's a military strategy. That's an attack. And one of the things you learn in your spiritual journey, awakening, is that you wake up to the fact that we're in a spiritual war. Planet Earth is under attack. Our angelic human race, we're not so angelic down here, but that's our original identity, is under attack. Much love, much respect to all my brothers and sisters coming on. And so, yes, there's also, Keith mentioned genetically engineered, which is happening in the secret space programs. Even, some people have a comfort zone and they can't talk about cloning or, like we just said, biologically engineered beings. Especially when you have religion distorting the ideas of consciousness and soul and God and angels. Now that is all taboo information, sinful information, right? So now, yes, there's certainly dark agendas out there, but there's also positive agendas. There's many different applications for clones or creating a temporary bodies. So this is a matter of perspective and a matter of intention. Zero Cool Free, thank you so much for that positive vibes. You guys, as you may have known, we got to address the elephant in the room, the pink elephant in the room. Maybe you're not aware of it, but YouTube has demonetized me. And so I don't have members anymore. You don't have a star anymore. I don't know how YouTube actually handled all your refunds or partial refunds or what they did. It's just so sad now. There's no members, stars, or I should still have moderators, but I don't have a moderator online. I even told Julia, but she's not even paying attention. She's got her own life. Much respect to that. So, yeah, Christic Mystic, you'll want to find out what happened because I don't even know what happened. I didn't even know they would do that. But when since members are part of monetization, they would just cancel it. My ability to have members. And so, and by the way, you guys, my income just disappeared, which wasn't much, but it was enough to pay this rent. Now I don't have that. I don't know what I'm going to do next month, so, but I have, 30 days to figure out my life, from there. So I'm going to appeal, but I don't think that's going to make a difference, and we shall see. It looks like Julia's finally replying. As long as she's in here, I'll feel good about not having no moderators. Yeah, I Jasna, sister, basically, I was posting videos about aliens with no dialogue, and so they called that, how did they word it? Let me see how they worded it. Your channel isn't earning now. Yeah, I know that. It says inauthentic content that appears mass-produced and repetitive to increase views without adding significant educational or other value. Your unpaid earnings may be withheld, and they are, in accordance with YouTube partner program terms and political policies. Appeal. So I'm making an appeal by tomorrow. I should finish my appeal. I have to input the appeal. It'll take him probably 2 weeks to review it. It says, we'll review your appeal and get back to you within a decision within 14 days. So I'm still going to have to wait on them for 2 weeks. So there's no guarantees. Thank you, Giannis. Blessings. Thank you, sister, for being here. So, yeah, I did put my PayPal link at the top, Gina. Good to see you, sister. And that thank you for bringing that up, you guys, because I am in desperate need for assistance. So, and it only going to happen through PayPal. And I will keep checking my PayPal account tonight so I can shout your name out to the audience, because, so let me open that up right now. PayPal. Machiwa. It's the official Christos Avatar PayPal account, you guys. So it's legit. It's asking me to confirm information. Okay, I did. Georgina donated. I can see Georgina's donation from 4 days ago. Thank you, Star Sister. Much respect to Tonya, who also, I usually don't see this page, but now that I'm forced to start looking at PayPal, now, of course, thank you so much, Star Sister Georgina. But tonight, you guys, if any of you want to help your brother Anuhazi out, because I was even telling Julia it's possible I could become homeless by May. If the transition is not successful, like if I can't make up that income. So I'll be saying that every once in a while. Thank you guys for showing up tonight's live. Much respect to your spiritual journey. And some of you may be hybrids. Now realize that there's positive hybrids on Earth mixed in with our population. Oh, the email just says I got it. Whoa, Gina, much respect, Star Sister. I saw it come in live, and I know it doesn't show you guys in super chats and woo, yeah, no, but it's still going to reach me. It's still going to help me. And guess what? PayPal doesn't take money out like YouTube takes 30% out. So there's no comparison. PayPal all the way. So thank you so much for that, Gina. Blessings, Star Sister. I was just in LA. Me and Julia were just in LA. I wish we could have saw you. We were at the same bar. It was awesome. It was fun. It was a fun event. Not very busy, packed as it was last time, but I haven't completely committed to it yet. But I've been invited to speak at his David's next event in Las Vegas. So I haven't completely committed to that yet, but I will know within the next few days. So I have to switch back and forth between windows. And there we go. So thank you all you brothers and sisters coming on in. I missed you guys. We missed each other. Yeah, it helps a big difference, Gina. Thank you so much, sister. And that feels good because it's actually close to the donation number you sent. Yeah. And also YouTube donations make you wait 30 days or more. So I won't even get it right away if you send it through YouTube. Like, you can't anyways, but you know. Zero Cool Free. I haven't heard of Kick. I'll have to check it out. But anyways, the whole point was I went to Facebook and there was only 1 or 2 people. 1 or 2 people. Like, it went to 1, then it went to 2 people, then it went to 1 person, and then 0 people, 1 person, 2 people. It went all the way up to 3. So Facebook doesn't trust me yet there because I haven't done a live there before. So that was a test run. I'm going to have to do more test runs before I build up a trust with Facebook Live, right? So, of course, YouTube knows me, trusts me in that regard. But thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here tonight. And we're going to get through this. I'm going to get through this one way or another, even if I have to go live in a tent again. The only sucky thing about that is I will have to buy gas all the time to run a generator all the time so I can have a computer running all the time. Not all the time, but, you know, I'll have to do less work, less videos because there's no way I can keep running a generator 24/7. Okay, so, yeah. Anyways. I will take where spirit takes me, wherever that is. I've lived and survived in the heat and the cold of the wilderness of Nevada. I'll do it again if I have to. Hopefully I don't have to. So, tonight's topic, hybrids. These have been happening since Atlantis and Human Seeding 3. Certainly there was hybrids in Human Seeding 2, millions of years ago, a couple of million years ago. And there was hybrids in Human Seeding 1, which was tens of millions of years ago. So what they do is, like today, I made an Anunnaki video showing you one of the ways they do it. Sex. You take an Anunnaki male and have sex with the human female. If it's from Sumer, Atlantis, Lemuria, Akkad, Babylon, any of these ancient Egypt, that's one way to get a hybrid. The most logical, easiest way. Well, I wouldn't even say easiest because it's easy for humans in the secret space programs to create clones and create biological forms. Well, these ETs, they just use a much higher tech. And so I was tripping out because of secret space program whistleblower Emery Smith. He has literally done over 3,000 3000, 3000 plus, you would say, he was like a surgeon or physician in the secret space program, medical tech, and he did all these tests on this different bodies, 3000 different types of alien bodies. They used to be just little. He explained it how when he first started, they were only trusting him enough to give a little small size of flesh. No limbs, no arms, heads, torsos, whatever. Just a piece that he couldn't identify, but still do. He was explaining exactly what to do. Over the years, he would start to see hands, foot, obviously not human, obviously not earth animal. Eventually, he was there long enough, trusted enough, able to start seeing full-size bodies, faces. Obviously, they're dead. But while he's talking about this testimony, he's also mentioning that most of the UFOs that abductions that are happening are military, human militaries. There's secret military, and there's the mainstream military. He's obviously talking about the secret military. And so most abductions are done by secret human government or military style. And he talks about how easy it is for the secret space program to create clones of alien bodies. And then what do you do with those alien bodies to the American public? Right? All kinds of ideas. Not only just cloning humans, specific presidents, leaders, whatever. They can use the technology to strategically use the technology to live longer. You don't have that med tech. You don't have that abilities for that curing of diseases or cancers. No. That's only for the elite, only for the people in power, only the people in these secret technologies. And they are there. A lot of you awakening understand that. And I went to the alien event, a lot of experts in these fields talking about some of these things. I saw Mike Barra there, and those of you know, I've interviewed Tom Althouse. He was there. I told him, we got to do another interview, brother. He agreed. A couple of people, you will see on Ancient Aliens. I've seen a few people at these events. And so there's another big event, but because of my financial situation, I probably won't be able to go to these events now. But there's one in, the biggest one is at the end of May. So you go from May to crossover to the beginning of June, is the Contact in the Desert. Contact in the Desert is the biggest one. I would love to be able to go to the one in Sedona, but I don't know if I'll be able to, but we'll see. That's next month, the end of... I'm losing track of all the dates, but that's coming up too. I think it might be May. So, you guys, those are... I always encourage you guys to go to these events, and hopefully I'll be speaking at the one in Las Vegas, and we can meet in persons, right? So, but you'll also hear other speakers, lots of other speakers, experts in these secret programs or in these, maybe they are, because there was a couple people there that were psychic. They were talking about the technologies that they found. Some people found some relics that were buried in, for example, South America. They had these runes around it. They had this tech on it. Things that could cloak, things that could glow in the dark when you shine light on it. I was there. I saw it. So this is something that, let me refresh my screen. $22 people. Not very popular tonight, so. Jasna, thank you so much, Star Sister Jasna. Much respect, much love. Thank you so much. And this makes me so happy because I get the money right away. It's not like YouTube that holds it for 30, 45 days and takes a big chunk. Thank you so much, Star Sister. You're making a difference. You made a difference. Thank you so much. And I put the PayPal link at the top, you guys. Please help your brother in this transition. So as we go from a demonetized channel, hopefully I will keep you guys apprised. Within 2 weeks, I'll let you know if they accepted my appeal or not. You know, so I'm not going to like hold my breath though, right? So, and Giannis, if I get any questions, please put them in Discord, sister, beloved one. Looks like she already did. March 24th. Thank you for that. Gina, I didn't go to the alien event either. I'm looking forward to joining the gang next AZ trip. Oh, okay, awesome. Our plan is in September, so you know, so it's good I didn't post all those actual committed links yet because, you know, but yeah, that's the plan. As long as we can drive there and afford the what do you call it? The Airbnb, so we'll be fine. So Marantha O'Rourke, B experiences, unless I said that wrong. If I can help you by coming up on my podcast to bring you more people to support you, let me know. I'm a friend of Sean Bond. I am happy to ask for donations for you. Marantha, that'd be awesome. What's your channel? I mean, I don't know about you, but I have 600,000 subscribers. Maybe the podcast could help you, right? Thank you for that. I would be interested. It just depends. I want to check out your podcast and see what you actually talk about. So thank you for that, reaching out for that. Aurora Star Gym, Christos Avatar TV, and Ohazi, you know they have already perfected it by the elite Hollywood actors and actresses. Yeah, that's old news. Anyone who's just stuck on the Bernstein files, Epstein files, or whatever. If you're just new to this stuff, no, this is the cloning is ancient tech. I mean, Hollywood. I mean, do you guys remember the guy named Donnie? He was talking about that stuff where they used clones of celebrities and people could have sex with Beyonce or whoever, Britney Spears or whoever, because they have a clone of them, because they're forced to agreeing to this. They want power, they want money, they're selling their soul, so to speak. Well, they got to have a clone made, and you're also going to have to commit your children to this cabal. Luciferian, satanic, dark beings. Okay, who operated through the handlers. All these celebrities have handlers. You get cloned. What do you do when, you have the real person, and then you have the clone somewhere at some underground base? And, even though people don't believe in it, it doesn't matter. The wealthy people are using it. And they can jump to, they call them jump rooms. It's a teleportation room or device or technology. Man, it was soft disclosed in They Live. Have you seen the movie They Live? They were taking portals to the moon, to other star systems. You saw it in They Live. For example, you see it in Stargate. Stargate is another form of what you call the TV show and the movie are what you call soft disclosure. So they don't straight up tell you that this is what's happening, but They make it inside TV shows. They'll tell you disclosure in video games, in comic books, and so you think it's just fiction. But they're telling you the truth in formats where some of us are aware that this is disclosure coming out. Stargate was a big one. They Live was another soft disclosure. So bless you guys. Thank you so much. Robert James O'Rourke. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to say your real name. I was just so excited, Robert. Thank you so much, Robert. Bless you, brother. That helps tremendously. You guys are amazing. Thank you for coming to my rescue. Because that's basically what it is right now. Thank you, Giannis. Marantha York? Awesome. Thank you, sister. I like those positive numbers, right? 888. Looks like you got 10 subscribers, so I could definitely help you out. So, I'll have to check out your channel and see what you got going on. Bless you, sister. And I love your artwork, by the way. That's what I'm into, I'm into sharing, like one of the things I had to say in my appeal is I had to tell them on camera, I'm telling YouTube, hey, these teachings are based, my channel is based on a spiritual teaching. They talk about aliens. I make videos about aliens. I show what aliens look like, such as the ones that are friendly, like the Lyran Anohazi are friendly, cat people. You have Arcturans who are friendly. You have Pleiadians who are friendly. So we have the Oraphim. They're feline avians. And then you have the Azurites. They're also feline avians, but they're blue skin and they're winged. So we have the Maharaji, blue humans. Okay? Now, back to tonight's topic. Even human beings are hybrids. There's nothing wrong with hybrids. It's happening all the time, because what you would like to realize is that everything started from the main founder races in the higher dimensions, at the highest dimensions, the highest levels, which is the density universe 4, liquid light level. That's the avatar level. Okay, there's 5 levels, and they're only in the 4th level, or 4th density, the 4th universe. So those are where the founder races started. I've counted up to 10 different founder races. So all extraterrestrial beings, all different types of species, are coming from one of these 10 original founders races. They're called founders for a reason. They founded a whole line, many lines of different alien lives, beings, DNA templates. And so, for example, any of the aliens that you may be aware of, like the Pleiadians, are coming from one of these groups. Let me just list the main groups, because everything outside of these founders are hybrids, mixtures of different alien races. This is what I'm saying. Most life in existence are some form of hybrids. We have the feline hominids, felines, bipedal, like in the movie Avatar. Those are feline humanoids, hominids. That's one founder race. They're called the Anuhazi. Another founder race is called the Anu. These are feline aquatic apes. So they can live in water, and they're apish looking and feline looking. So they're a hybrid already, but they're 2 founder races. So it's the Anuhazi. and the Anu. That's blue flame group. Now we got the other founder races. There's several in the gold flame and the violet flame. So we have, in the gold flame, we have the bird people. They're called Ceres. Okay? Anything related to avians, anything that has wings has some Ceres DNA in it. Okay, so we also have the mantis called Athean. They're called Athean. That's the name of their race. And so that's one of the gold flame races. So we have the Ceres, the Athean, and then we have the Omicron. The Omicron's an interesting being. It's part dinoid, part reptilian, and it's winged. That's called the Omicron. That's where dragons come out of. But we're not there yet. We're just at the founder race level. And there's another similar race called the Odedicron. They're winged reptilians. Well, they're both winged, but this one's just winged reptilians, no dinoid. The Omicron is dinoid too, so it's a little bit bigger. This is where you get the brawny type of draconians. Okay? But we're not there yet. We're just talking about founders. Omicron, Odedicron, Ceres, and Athean. And the Anuhazi and the Anu so far. Now the violet flame races. We have the Inu. Those are whale people. Then there's the aquatic dolphins. And then there's the Yoni aquatic apes. And then there's the Pegasi. So those are those races, 4 plus the 4 different gold flame races. And then the blue flame races, that's up to 10. So you realize that these founder races are the ones who create all the other races below it in the lower dimensions. Like dimension 9 through 1. 1 through 9 is the lower extraterrestrial races. So that covers universe 1, 2, and 3. The founders are in universe 4, and the antimatter beings, collectives, eternal collectives, are in the 5th universe of antimatter. And so anything that you can name comes from a hybridization of these founder races. Felines, feline aquatic apes, mantis, bird, avian, that's what I mean, avian, dinoid reptilians, winged reptilians, Pegasus, aquatic apes, whale people, and dolphins. So those are all where all life comes from. I mean, technically, those founder races came from the antimatter universal trinity, but just to downstep here, those beings are where everything you can name comes from one of these races or a combination of these races. Even human beings, we're part gold flame, blue flame, violet flame. So we got all of this DNA inside of us. We're a super hybrid of 12 different races. Tonight's topic, hybrids. Before we talk about hybrids living on Earth, we're one of them. Just let me keep double checking the live stream. Okay. Robert? Oh, I don't know if I'm camping. I will still be with my girlfriend. We don't know what we're doing in May that early, but thank you for the invitation. We'll have to, if Julia, if you can write that information down or leave a link, that'd be great. Well, my YouTube isn't taken down. Obviously, I'm doing a live, but what they did is demonetize it. That means I can't earn 1 penny anymore. So, let me see if Julia has posted any more. The last thing she wrote was about the Hollywood actors and actresses. So if you guys have any questions or comments, well, Giannis, our moderator tonight, she'll be posting those for me to easily see because I can't always see them in chat. Much respect to all of you. I put my donation link right at the top, so please support your brother Inhazi while I'm demonetized on YouTube. So, but yeah, you guys, this is relevant to basically what I've been talking about in my Anunnaki videos. And I haven't even mentioned it yet, but I'm working my way up. If you guys didn't notice, the last Anunnaki video I made is where they start picking out human females. These 9 feet tall. Some of them are obviously bigger, but I'm not talking about the Nephilim yet. The Nephilim are the hybrids who came out of Atlantis. I'm not talking about Atlantis yet in my Anunnaki series. I will, but right now we're talking about Sumer, Assyria, Babylon, Akkad. That's the whole Mesopotamia area. That's where civilization, according to mainstream, came out of. They think the Sumerians are the oldest civilization on planet Earth, even though there's much more ancient sites, easily carbonated. Ogepi Tepe, I can't pronounce it, but there's a site that's several thousand years older. Or what's that weird place in Indonesia? Or there's a couple alien type of places. I got to redo my ancient alien subscription so I can catch up on all that. But I love that series because it just straight up just shows you all kinds of proof of these extraterrestrial beings, of ancient aliens. And the Guardians, by the way, confirm that. But the Guardian timeline is much, much more ancient than Sumer or whatever, 10,000 years, 20,000 years. That's nothing. That's not ancient. And so, but I haven't revealed it yet. But what happened in Sumer was that they eventually got hybridized. That's who became the population in Sumer. They're not human. Do you understand what I say when you take half human and half alien? That is no longer human. Specifically, it is tethered to the soul essence of the alien side, not the human side. But you have the human DNA in there. You can choose as a soul essence which path you align with. But, so yes, these Anunnaki, 9 feet tall or whatever, the ones in ancient Atlantis were freaking bigger, okay? We're not talking about the super giant ones, the Nephilim. We're not talking about Nephilim. We're talking about Enki Anunnaki, Enlil Anunnaki, Marduk Anunnaki, Pleiadian Luciferian Samyasi Anunnaki. Those aren't super giant, but they are larger than humans. And so you would have these Anunnaki, whichever one you're talking about, whichever timeline you're talking about, or species. They mated with females to create hybrids. The sex was just, a side thing. The true intention of that was to create hybridization and replace the angelic human tribe who was originally in that near Earth, they call it, area. Near East area, the ancient Mesopotamian area. So there is competing colonies. Sumer, Akkad, Babylon, they all have these intermingling of, let's say, for example, Anunnaki, Enki Anunnaki, or Syrian Anunnaki, mingling, having babies. A 9 feet tall alien Anunnaki can have sex with a 6 foot tall human girl, woman, make it its wife, and have kids, maybe have a harem, you know, and produce a bunch of children, and you know, and then over time you're going to have a competing, you know, because those are soul essences. You know what goes inside of those hybrids when the hybrid baby is born? It's an Anunnaki soul essence goes into the human Anunnaki hybrid body, but it has the soul essence of the Anunnaki. You guys, think about what I'm saying to you. There are populations, there are nations of hybrids. What you do with that is your karma. I'm not talking about hating specific people. What I'm saying is the reality from an extraterrestrial point of view. That it's an attack on us. But let me preface this by saying every single individual can choose with their free will which path of order or path of chaos. What are they doing with their incarnation? So you'll even hear Ashiana say this, you guys. In several of her different workshops, she'll talk about those aren't all humans, man. And so you have the original angelic humans, 12 different tribes. You have Atlanteans, Lemurians, Polarians, Hyperboreans, Unchechi, Muvarians. You have different starseeds that create the super angelic human hybrid race. So those were the original project. It was a hybrid guardian hybrid project, intentionally to create the bodies for the disembodied consciousness from the cataclysm. I know it's so much to take in, right? But a lot of you are familiar with these teachings. So some of these are this hybridization has an intention, a positive intention for the guardians, but this has been on the planet for millions of years, so it has had plenty of time for these intruder alien races that are negative, what the guardians call fallen angelic, to come in and mess with the guardian hybridization, put their DNA, mix their DNA, put blocks, and it would create blocks in some of the humans that were on Earth. Blocks, man. When you are blocked from getting your fourth strand, you cannot leave the third dimension. They are intercepting your spiritual ascension. You literally, it doesn't matter if you're a good person, that helps. But if you can't reach your fourth strand, you are stuck in reincarnation. And then if they're taking over the planet and you're going and living a life in their circumstances of domination and control, and you're stuck in all these nations, you think you have freedom, you really don't have freedom. You're not God sovereign free. When you don't even know that America is not America, it's not a nation, it's not a country, it's a corporation. When you don't even know your identity, you just assume an identity, which is not the truth, the real reality. You're in spiritual bondage. That's the true reality. This planet is in bondage, man. It's in slavery. This is a rescue mission. There is ways to go beyond a DNA block, to reverse the reversal. The Guardians bring these advanced biospiritual, regenesis techniques. Everything is run through consciousness and light. You learn the light, the color, the sound. You learn your Templar, and you learn these techniques to reverse the reversal, to remove those blocks, activate your heart chakra, activate your throat chakra. You can go out of here. It's about your Templar, man, about your chakra. And if you open it or not open it, don't open it, you're stuck on planet Earth, and you're going to eventually reincarnate into Phantom Earth. That's the trajectory of the current human population. I go to these events, these UFO conferences. They're full of optimism. They think the whole world is going to change because of the disclosure of the secret space program. That's not how spiritual ascension works. Spiritual ascension, you qualify your spiritual ascension through DNA strands. You don't create the strands. You don't awaken, activate your strands. You're stuck from ascension. You're stuck in repeating. And so let me double check. All right, just checking donations again. So, you guys, I left the donation link at the top. Those of you who are coming on in, I can no longer accept any type of donations or memberships on YouTube. They demonetize me, so now we have to take the support of my work to Patreon or to PayPal. If you guys want to be members, again, please join my Patreon. The link is in the description below. All my members are now going to be on Patreon. That was mostly just for Instagram folks and TikTok, but now it's also for YouTube and Facebook now. Now for everybody, if you want to support this growing work, I'm going to, because of this situation, I'm going to be throwing all of the MCEO workshops in the members area. Not just, because they're highly censored. And they're not allowed anywhere. They got a trademark on it. You can't trademark the MCEO teachings. They don't belong to Oceana. They don't belong to a corporation. They don't belong to any speaker. These are from CDT plate translations. CDT plate information is for all humans. You don't copyright that. You don't trademark that. And you share that. I know some of you are sharing these teachings. These links to these MCEO video workshops that I encourage all of you to be studying these. This planet is under attack. It's in spiritual bondage. You have every incentive to actually develop in yourself, and there's no time for procrastinating or waiting. So, you guys, one thing to prove, some people want proof. Well, the prevailing science says that we all come from one source. All humans, even though we look different and have different skin colors, well, their logic is we're all coming from apes or some link. Remember, in the back of your mind, this is called evolutionary theory. It's a theory. Still called a theory. Or there's a whole prevailing idea. There was a Big Bang or some other idea. We came from pond scum. You see what I'm saying? You don't believe me? Check that online. Some people think we're created from this, pond scum that created these little small living organisms that grew and evolved in the sea, and they eventually grew into flippers and fins, and then eventually those grew into crawling things onto the ground, and then they grew up. Some of them grew up right, and this is the absurdity of 3D human science. That is not science. That is a fabricated science and a theory still. And so if you really realize that's not how evolution works. All beings have different DNA templates. And you go outside your template by evolving through the timeline of your incarnations, successfully incarnating into your next level, to the next level, to the next level, and then you ascend. But when that's been blocked and mutated out of the population, now most humans have blocks or mutations in their DNA, and so we deal with this warfare, the spiritual war in our. You guys hear most of my channels talking about the distortions in religions, the distortions in the occult, the distortions in magic systems, the distortions in like Gnosticism, the distortions, the lie, intentional distortions. This is fallen and being ruled. The New Age, which is all based on channeling knowledge, like Bashar, or like those people in the 80s doing the Law of One, based on channel, based on religion and the Bible, and all these alignments with these extraterrestrial gods. They're not gods. There's only one God. Okay? So humans are stuck in distorted religions, distorted beliefs, distorted science. We are being disempowered. You no longer are connected to your awareness or your memory or your direct vertical connection to source. Now you're crippled, handicapped, diseased, full of diseases or viruses or cancers, cancer-ridden civilization, dying, aging civilization. This is not normal. It's red flag, it's indicators. This is telling you, this is I'm not going to try not to shout. This is shouting to you. This is yelling to you. Something is wrong with Earth. Something is wrong with the human race. Red alert, red alert. Amber alert, human alert. Alerts going off. Your spiritual awakening leads to the realization that we're under attack. The human race is under attack. You think Trump is going to save you? Some president? Some billionaire? You think Elon Musk is going to save you? You think Putin is going to save you? You think Jesus Christ is going to save you? You think your Bible, your religion, which is based on hate and judgment and cursing and black magic. There's black magic being used in the Bible by Father God. Father God is killing children, murdering children, sacrificing animals, sacrificing Jesus, sacrificing, sending plagues, chaos magic. You see, it is the same with Judaic Christian religion. It's the same with Islam. Those gods are just the same. They're not source. They're not God. They're imposter ET beings. They're imposter ETs in Hinduism gods. You got Kali decapitating and eating humans and wearing their heads, wearing their necks, their severed legs, and their severed arms, blood. Look at the artwork of Kali. Look at the artwork of these beings who are not angelic. They're not saints. They're not helping you. The Galactic Fed is not helping you. I went to this conference and people are pro-galactic flight. Galactic Fed. It's not guardian beings. It is imposter beings pretending to be light. This is one way they deceive the human race and the human heart and mind by tricking you into false light systems, inverted teachings. Galactic Fed is one of the biggest ones. This is a savior program. Savior programs, red flag, amber alert, human alert, that is a red flag. Guardians don't send saviors. Guardians facilitate healing, facilitate empowerment, self-sovereignty. Okay, not, you would say, needing or relying on this Atlas thing. That was also talked about at the conference. So a lot of my spiritual brothers and sisters who are teaching the same Galactic Fed distortion. Elena Danon has this huge book based on channeling, by the way, and talking about praising these fallen angelic beings. You will not see Emerald Order Guardians praising Galactic Federation of Light or Enoch or Thoth. You got false teachers out there like Bless Billy Carson, but he's giving you a bunch of false teachings about Thoth and about human origins and about the Emerald Tablets. When we know from these teachings, those are all distortions. But you have all kinds of teachers out here. I've recently been invited to the Las Vegas alien event. I'm going to bring Christic frequency. Without stepping on anyone's toes, but still bringing this message. Yes, humans are hybrids. Intentionally. In a good way. Your nature is hybrid. I told you at the beginning, most life are hybrids. It's not inherently bad or good. You're just hybridized with different races. You're not the body. You create this unique body. Now it's part this and part that. Now it's going to have a unique experience. Not this or that, but both this and that, because you got hybridized body. There's no such thing as a hybridized consciousness. The bodies are hybridized. You're not the hybrid bodies. You're the soul essence that goes into these hybrid bodies. Okay, so the whole entire human race are hybrids, but we're meant to be here. This is our planet, Earth, Tara, Gaia, Armatena. That's our lineage. That's our heritage. This is our planet. We belong here. With that being said, there's plenty of other beings, hybrids, on Earth who now look like us because they're part human. And so they tweak that DNA until it looks just like us and they can blend in with us. But you will notice something. You notice we look different. We look different. We look different. We are different. Because we have different races going on. Hybridizing going on. Guardian hybridizing. And also, what I'd say earlier, there are certain cultures that are fallen angelic hybrid cultures. And then when you got a bunch of these cultures mixing with the guardian cultures, the guardian DNA, now you got some of the issues and problems. You know, one of Jesus, the real Jesus, because the one in the Bible is the false Jesus, the real Jesus, one of Jeshua Sananda Melchizedek's main missions was to fix some of this DNA line. Hello, indigo child. Give me 5, brother Jeshua. And ja exists in other languages, off-planet languages. Because you'll hear people trying to make that statement, oh, there was no letter J's back in those days. We're not talking about human cultures, are we? You ever heard of the Anuhazi language? The Lyran language? Those are extraterrestrial languages? So, there is a J in Jeshua. So, we have the mainstream telling you we're all coming from one source. Okay, so you ask the mainstream this question. If we all come from the same source, if all people on earth are originating from one source, there should only be one blood type. But there isn't. There's blood type A positive, blood type B positive, blood type AB positive. There's O positive. And there's O negative, and B negative, and A negative, and AB negative, and a bunch of fringe DNA patterns as well. Some more that are more rare. But those are the main 8. Right there! Right there! That shows you there's more than one type of human. And you already know from these teachings, we have Anunnaki human hybrids. in several different nations and cultures, specific ones. We're not naming names, we're not pointing fingers, but if you look very carefully, you'll figure it out in Voyagers 2. Voyagers 2. You don't have to buy the book. My moderator will give you the link if she's present. I know she's probably busy. But, this is a PDF. You don't have to buy this book that costs $500, man, on Amazon because it's out of print. They stopped printing this. So now there's a few leftovers out there. People are scalping for hundreds of dollars. You don't need to. Get the PDF version of this. We give it to you for free. Julia, Giannis, if you could please post some links, my beloved. She's probably busy. But anyways, Elephant Test, brother, I'm sure you can do better in the frequency of love instead of judgment. It's okay if you talked about his upcoming Sedona trip because that's something that I want to be part of. I want to talk at that event, and I will eventually someday. But I didn't get that corrupt energy that you're describing, so I'd appreciate it if you'd be more peaceful and loving. Express some of that Christic Omni love and non-judgment. And like I said, I went to this event and I didn't agree with what everyone said, but I can still be Christic and I can still get along. Oh, 444. No way. I have 444 views. You guys can see that. Look how many views on this video. 444 as I'm talking about this message to our brother Elephant Tusk. And it has 4 chat rate. That's a lot of 4s. 4 means something right now. So yeah, it's very interesting. I know that when Celine gets back from China, our other moderator, she will be coming here regularly. And then Stardust, I don't know what happened to Stardust. I don't know what happened to Sermatism, but they're not here, so. Giannis was here earlier. Yeah, Jedi, we're talking about the innerchristos law of one, not the raw material law of one. And so just so you guys know, there is a big difference. The raw material law of one, actually, you know what? Georgina, I trust Georgina, so I'm going to make her a moderator, even if it's just temporarily, but I will ask you to help out with chat if there's any issues in chat, Georgina. Thank you so much, Star Sister. And you don't have to be here all the time. I mean, that's just, when you are here, please help out if you can. Aura Star Gem says, I've been having positive and good dreams. No spiders. I've been getting visions of good things to come. No one person of thing can save you except you. You are of source. Yeah, you said it, Holy One. GSF, God Sovereign Free, and that's the kind of frequency and messages that we like to share. And you're right. What I perceive as there's actually different timelines, and obviously you're going to a positive timeline. Not everyone is having positive dreams like you, sister. You better believe there's especially when you're boots on the ground and you go to some of these events, or you have these people in your family or friends, or you're dealing with your children or whatever. There's certainly lots of darkness in the world. The majority of humans are stuck in the phantom religions. And those phantom religions are based on blood covenants and death and sacrifice. And it's an ancient curse, man, on humanity. And it's not new. The whole purpose is to bring religions and worshiping. And when you see billions, there's literally 2.5 billion Christians. There's literally 2 billion what's the next religion? There's Christianity, Islam. 2 billion Islamists. That's 4.5 billion right there. Then you have billions in 1 billion in Hinduism. So this is a timeline that they're going to understand. This is a timeline that is negative. Let's say there's alien activity happening on Earth. It's not going to be guardians. The guardians say that. Okay. It's probably going to be this. It's probably going to be the Samyasi, Pleiadian, Luciferians who land and contact, who are going to be seen on the news. Okay. Also, yeah, when you can count up to 5 to 6 billion people who are stuck in the phantom religions that do not teach. These religions do not teach the innerchristos connection to source. They teach you to align yourself to blood covenants, to ET gods who are angry. These ET gods of religions are worse than humans. So bless you, sister, and your positive dreams, but you better believe that there's a ton of people, and I mean majority of humans, who are stuck in phantom belief systems and worshiping phantom. We're aligning with phantom, speaking phantom, murdering other humans for phantom in the name of their god. Jihadists or whatever, people who believe in suicide or sacrifice or anything related to death. This is prevalent in the world. Not to mention, they want World War III. That's more depopulation. That's more contracts being claimed. That's more karma. So there is not, a guardians coming to save us. This Atlas thing is one of those false light systems. And so what you can see is from your own healing, your own awakening. You can see in those positive dreams of yours, your alignment to the 5D timeline, to the inner earth timeline, to a positive timeline. You're going to see positive dreams, positive connections to some of your higher selves that are positive, because you're able to activate and awaken that. That's potential is within all humans. Okay, we all have that potential, but the billions of humans are literally hung up into the false light teachings. And so it's keeping them in bondage. It's keeping them disempowered. And so back to the topic of the video, there are also reptilian human hybrids. And the fact of the matter is that there's something unique about reptilian races. They can shapeshift. Some of them can shapeshift. And some of them were born on Earth. Some of the Anunnaki hybrids were born on Earth. So that makes them Earthlings. The Nephilim were created in the times of Atlantis, between Atlantean and ancient Egyptian, and with Anunnaki DNA. So that created the Nephilim race on Earth. So Nephilim are trying to make a claim that this world belongs to them, but it doesn't belong to them because they're made from an intruder race. A lot of those women were raped, kidnapped, forced. they weren't all agreed, partnerships. And so, and there's even a famous guardian event where all the males were murdered, and then he took our indigo females and created children with them. It's a tactic. So that's prized, because you can get a bunch of hybrid human DNA, but that they really want starseed hybrids and indigo children hybrids, because that is higher coding for them on their side, working their agendas, having more awakened powers and abilities. And the Guardian and the Voyager's book talks specifically how they're going to have the Ascension codes from the human component of the hybrid arrangement. They're prizing because those are the specifically the humans being called chosen ones. It ain't no guardian group calling you chosen. It isn't Source God calling you chosen. It's the Jehovian Anunnaki fallen angelic races calling you chosen, because you're going to have the Ascension codes. You're part human, but you're part something else. And now you're going to be used to do reverse grid work. You're not doing grid work. You're actually not doing Merkaba. You're doing reverse Merkaba, because those DNA structures are based on reversals. And based on false, Kabbalah teachings, occult teachings, magical Golden Dawn teachings, astrology teachings, tarot card teachings. You're learning the wrong side. You're aligning with the false light side. These are the false light teachings, and that disempower you, not empower you. That don't heal you like you're thinking in Reiki. All right? So this is not your brother Anuhazi's opinion. Everything I'm speaking and teaching and made videos about are coming from the Emerald Order teachings. You will see them talk about America. You're going to see them talk about 9/11. You're going to see the guardian angelic nations. Emerald Order talk about the hybrids. Talk about the Galactic Fed. Talk about Enoch. Talk about, how there's distortions in the New Age channeling movement. You don't get knowledge, you guys, from channeling. Legitimate guardians and indigo adepts do not channel. Okay, when you're stuck in and tangled in these false gods, you're worshiping Isis, you got these altars and you got these little idols and these little saints and you're doing these prayers. This is phantom. Guardians don't channel. Guardians don't invocate spirits. Guardians don't pray to spirits. We're not worshiping. We're not groveling. We're God, sovereign, free. There's a difference between God, sovereign, free, and praising Jesus and getting on your knees and confessing your sins and telling your priest or your pastor about your sins. There's a huge difference. Yes, we're not perfect. It doesn't mean you're born in sin. It means there's distortion in the world. There's distortion in your body. There's distortion in your emotions. There's going to be distortions in your mental, psychological. There's going to be distortions in your spiritual and connections. The whole purpose of a Christic awakening, Christic ascension, is to dismantle those distortions and energy structures that are, mutated, not human. It's called DNA regenesis. They call it Kathara healing. That's one of these teachings. That's one of these 20-hour workshops, video workshops. The book is kindergarten. This is from 2000, 2001, 2002. This is kindergarten teachings, but for most humans, this is advanced teachings. To get the really advanced Kathara biospiritual healing, the dance for love, the dance for joy, the dance for life. Those are workshops you want to learn. You want to learn and read the PDFs and workshops about the tangible structure of the soul. Thank you so much, Star Sister, being a moderator since, But anyways, you said it, Georgina. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. It's a affirmation. That means you understand source, not an ET God. You understand God is not a pronoun. You understand that God is within, not without. You're not going to find God in the matrix. You're looking in the wrong direction. Start looking within. You want to learn meditation, holy ones. And so, yes, we have all these different hybrids, all these different blood types. But you're not the body. Don't get so hung up on what you are, what your skin color is, what your background is. Don't get hung up on the superficial. You're not the superficial. You're the soul essence inside this body. That's who you are. That's your power. That's your heritage. That's your memory. Activate chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra. Then you are finding yourself. You are knowing yourself. And it's not a belief. It's not a faith. It's not a hope. It's not a maybe. It's a cognizance. Knowing. Remembering. And you stand in that Christic frequency. You become a novice. You grow into an adept. You expand into a master. A master in energy, a master in consciousness. And then you will see all these distortions in the New Age and religions and in politics and in the history. You will see it within yourself. You will know it. What is off, what is distorted, what is false light. You will be able to analyze and know a video, a person, a book, a teaching, a word, a conversation, a relationship. You will have that Christic discernment. Machiwa, holy ones. This life, this journey on earth is not easy. Okay? It's full of distortion. That's why it's difficult. That's why it can be scary and ugly and painful and suffering. But we, stand in that conviction. We do not give up. There's no, every single ounce of your energy, you do not give up. You will not give up. Always know that you're God, sovereign, free. Say it as an affirmation daily. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am light. I am Christic light. I am omni-love. I am the angelic human DNA is, that's one of the ways one of the affirmations you can say. I am diamond sun, angelic human. I am angelic human. I am Turnisium. I am Orifeme indigo. I am, any of these indigo type 3s, indigo type 2s, indigo type 1s. I am Orifeme. I am Azurite. I am Emerald Order. I am Emerald Covenant. Communicating to Holy Elohai, Blue Flame. Elohai, not Elohim. Elohim is in the distorted, fallen angelic scripture. So is Seraphim, also fallen angelic. We're Seraphi, Elohai, not Seraphim, Elohim. They take our teachings and distort it and twist it. Now you have a familiarity, and now part of you says, well, maybe that's true. I'm following Seraphim angels, or Elohim angels, like Michael, Ariel, Gabriel. These are fallen angelic, Anu, Elohim, Elohim. But you're going to follow Metatron, you're going to follow Lord Maitreya, Lord Jesus, you're going to follow these Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Ganeshna, you understand the word Lord is meant to put you into subservience. Kings and governments and empires and lords and emperors, prince and princesses, these are controlling systems. Have you figured it out yet? So anything putting Lord in its title is a distortion, is not a guardian. It's one of these false light. They pretend to be good to trick the human spirit and thinking. Infoscope. You guys have a question? Just since Giannis isn't here, please you highlight the question by tagging Christos Avatar TV so I can see it just like that. Thank you, Infoscope. I've been working on a project that will help us greatly with self-spiritual liberation linguistically. When I'm able to make it easy, if you know what I mean, then I can reveal. Thank you for that, for your work towards awakening humanity. Bless you in your journey. Linguistically, what we'd like to do is use the Anahazi language. And one of the things you'll learn in some of these techniques, like in Kathara or, tangible structure of the soul or the sliders series, you will learn about the Anahazi language, and you will sing linguistically. You will sing this high frequency songs. They don't call them songs. Songs, P-S-O-N-N-S, and you're speaking the words of power. Understand light, color, symbol code, and the base codes of matter. This is a spiritual science, you guys. You will learn in Kathara some of this advanced creation mechanics. They don't teach anywhere except for the Guardian Christic teachings, and so you will be able to tap into that yourself. You don't need someone else's syntax. You don't need someone else's validation. You don't need me. You don't need these books. You don't need Ashana. You don't need a guru. You don't need anyone. You only need thyself. Just know thyself. Everything is within. All your solutions, all your healing, all the knowledge. Remember, we're multidimensional. We're part of the one. Everything that is in existence is at your disposal. All within. You can reclaim those higher dimensional aspects, reach higher levels, higher Merkabas. The 7th dimensional Merkaba, the 8th dimensional galactic core, the 9th dimensional, all the way up from the soul, the oversoul, which is the angel, the archangel, to the avatar, into the rishi, into the yanas. The yanas are what the guardians call ascended masters. New Age has no clue what is an ascended master. They think some being from the 5th dimension in the hologram time matrix is an ascended master. That's not an ascended master. Ascended master doesn't exist here. Ascended master is outside the time matrix. Now, indigo type 1s and type 2s are ascended masters coming in, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about the rest of the beings, not the yanas. And so that's one of those distortions. And there's also this idea, false idea in the New Age, saying that anything above the astral is positive. No, it is not. You will learn from these teachings that there is distortion because of the dark avatars with their own free will. Any being with their free will can fall or go in the path of chaos, or the path of sorrow, the destiny of sorrow. That's the path of unconscious oblivion, the path of forgetting thyself, not remembering oneself, not expanding, but the opposite of expanding, which is fragmenting into smaller versions of itself, which is of the path of self-annihilation, self-destruction, down to the smallest quantum, back to be recycled by source into new consciousness, new life, right? So that returns to source God, but in a miserable way, in a unhappy, suffering way. I'd rather go back to source through expansion and retaining the memory of my manifestations, my lifetimes. The other way, you forget, because you're literally deleting. It's like you're deleting your own memory. You're deleting it, from the Akashic records or whatever. You're actually literally have the power. As God, sovereign, free, you have the power to delete yourself from the matrix. Because we're in the matrix. Source God, a piece of God, went into the matrix. Well, the same source can remove itself from the matrix. Remove itself from the Akashic record. Delete itself. Not even knowingly or intentionally, but through the path of destruction, the unconscious oblivion, the path of chaos, you're going into self-destructing mode. It's a anomaly. It's a black hole force, but this is what Phantom is. That's what Phantom does. And you can recognize Phantom. You can see it in religions. You can see it in false movements in the New Age. You can see it in a person, a narcissist. You can see it in a psychopath. You can see it in a criminal. You have that discernment. It's in your potential. Angelic human. Oh, Giannis is back. Welcome, Giannis. Thank you so much for returning. If one of you guys could please share the links to Voyagers, to Cathara, especially Cathara, since I'm talking about Cathara. Please share the links to Cathara. And let me check for donations again. Bless all of you. Those of you who are latecomers, my YouTube channel has been demonetized. I can no longer have members. I can no longer receive donations. Only off the platform, such as my PayPal, which I pinned at the top. But you can also... I'll have Giannis or Kirsten Loves. Oh, Kirsten's in the house. I say, awesome. Kirsten's in the house. Bless you, sister. All right. Awesome. Major Chana. I don't know. Let me look that up. Thoughts on the stone seraphonite? Interesting. Yeah, Giannis, if you can find questions and post them for me, I really appreciate it. Thank you, dear. Finite. Is this a crystal? Are you just talking about a crystal, or is this some... Okay, so it's a type of trade name. It looks like a lovely looking crystal. It's a variety of clinochlorite, deep forest green with silvery feathery like patterns. It's common in pendants and earrings and statement pieces. Heart-centered energy. Most green stones would have a heart-centered energy, heart chakra energy. Notice I'm wearing green around my heart. This is actually turquoise, which is a little bit different frequency. There's not much to say about it. I mean, it's often linked to the heart and to clarity and higher awareness. I've never heard of the stone before. That's why I had to look it up. So I can't help you with some grand, knowledge about it. I don't know all the crystals. That's a very unique crystal I never heard of. But I'm sure, I encourage you, all humans have this ability with their palm chakra. and we have fingertip chakra. So, do I have a crystal near me? Not right now. But you hold a crystal and it's sitting on your palm chakra. You can get impressions from it, feelings from it, especially if you put intention into your crystal that you're talking about. So put it on your palm, try to touch it with your fingertip chakras, ask a question, or just go into meditative state, an altered state, try to perceive it. You can write your question down or speak your question aloud or speak it silently, or put an intention there. This is how the awakening mind works. You put your mind and your thoughts into what you want to accomplish or manifest. And so if I can't help you or the internet can't help you, find out for yourself. Help yourself by doing that type of manifest work. So I love crystals, by the way, and I always encourage people to wear them, to work with them, hold them, have them in your house. There's a whole medicine behind them. There's a whole technology behind crystals. And the fact of the matter is, part of you is crystal. We evolve into crystal carbon beings, also called crystal silicate. Or that's not what I meant. Etheric, carbon etheric. And then we're going to evolve from that to the silicate matrix, right? So then we go into higher versions like the liquid light matrix and beyond. But after a point, you can just leave the time matrix completely. But it goes from carbon crystal, liquid crystal, and crystal gas. Those are different levels of density matter, different levels of consciousness. So let me check Discord. Yeah, thank you. Oh, thanks for the explanation, baby. No problem. Elephant Tusk. Any tips or techniques on how to ward off spiritual attacks during sleep other than activating Mahark seal prior to sleep time? Well, that was going to be my main thing, but it also means there is one of two things or a few things going on. If you're getting spiritually attacked regularly, there's something going on in your own energies or something going on in the household energies. I don't mean the house building. I mean people in the house, other people, your partner, your kids, any family members that live there, any people that live in that household. There's a source to this. So check yourself, check your thoughts, check for love, check for easygoingness, check for non-judgments, check for Christic path, check for Christic living, Christic thinking. Remember, you guys, these teachings talk about the 12 attitudes of mastery, the 12 responsibilities of mastery. Those are 24 different things that you can align in your life so you will not have beings attacking you in your household, and your sleep patterns, and your dreams. So if you got that lined up, you will have no more problems. So that's a big advice right there. Have a connection to your own unity consciousness and Christic consciousness. You're not judging. You're not complaining about my host and my guests, for example. I mean, that's just one example. Who else was going on? Check yourself for Christic principles, and also study the attitudes of mastery, mindfulness, love, joy, grace. Know what these actually mean. Fearlessness. If there was truly fearlessness, you wouldn't be having fear-based attacks, because you would be in fearlessness. That's one of my strongest, you would say, that's what I seek. I seek fearlessness. I will not allow any being to bring fear into my life. And I will always, it's one of my priorities, my daily priorities is protection. This is an effed up world. This is a fallen angelic occupation. Protection should be your freaking priority, man. Daily check yourself a few times a day. Maharic seal. You saw me cleansing at the beginning, my space and my energy. And also prayers to Elohai. You don't call them prayers. You're called your own connection to that level of the Rishi, the avatar. Connecting to your Christos avatar. Why not have dialogues, requests, questions to your Christos avatar? It's you. It's your higher self outside of distortion. You know, Christos avatars are in the 12th dimension. That's the Christic frequency. And it's outside of distortion. You can trust your Christos avatar. That's why we do our Christos avatar shield. So we're aligned to that non-distortment, non-polarization. Even though we have this step, part of us is in the distortion of the 3D, we can still balance out and heal a lot of that distortion by aligning with those higher versions and those higher attitudes of mastery and responsibilities of mastery, which are in the Kathara manual, which I'm pretty sure Giannis has shared the Kathara, yes dear? Or at least Kristen knows some of these links by now. Our new moderator, she will have to learn some of these links, write them on your notes somewhere on the computer or wherever. I'm pretty handy at even the phone now. I have Google Sheets, and then you can post a bunch of notes on Google Sheets, and then you can easily switch apps and go to the app and copy something and go back to the YouTube comments, chat, and paste it. Go back to comments, to your sheets, Google Sheets, copy something and paste something, copy something, paste something. So yeah, brother, it's just a journey of something's going on in your own energies or something's going on within the household energies. And you want to address your energies or the household energies or both. And then put intentions in your own life to have peaceful sleep. Put intentions in the household's energy. Like, we don't always operate in the same frequency in the same household. Somebody could be totally off in your house. It's gonna bring you know how big your auric fields are? You're standing next to someone. All the people in the same house are within the same auric fields. You're gonna get some interaction happening on an energetic level. So, and don't forget the Maharic seal. Hopefully that helps, brother. Yes! Another donation! Georgina, bless you, sir, sister. Every bit counts. Thank you so much for your donations. And if you didn't know it, you guys, I no longer can get paid, or you can't do super chats. There's no more members here. So there's not one penny now coming out of YouTube. So please support my work I put the donation link at the top. It's pinned at the top. It's also in the description. Thank you guys. Anything you can send helps your brother out. Because I'm going to go through this tumultuous transition trying to survive. So I would love to be able to make it to these other conventions and represent the Christic frequency, but I don't know if I'll be able to. But we're going to do our best to manifest what we can. Inbox, I have 333. I just saw a 333. Much gratitude. Thank you for those numbers, holy ones. We'll go for about 15 more minutes, you guys. Okay, 15 more minutes. Oh, Major Chana, I didn't see your second comment. You know what I just said earlier? Seraphim is the fallen angelic version of Seraphi. And you will see all kinds of occult based on Seraphim, all kinds of religion based on Seraphim and Elohim. There's your confirmation. There's your red flag. Someone's trying to put an imprint on that crystal, a negative imprint, a negative connection. Words are power. Certainly there's words of disempower or destructive, chaotic power. Infoscope. I've been working on a project that will greatly help us greatly with self-spiritual liberation. Oh, I already read that comment. So thank you for that. Elephant Tusk. I tend to agree with you, but even Indigo Angel? Is that one of the members who is aligned with Guardian? I think you meant Guardian, right? Not Guardian. Voyager's Taking has talked about how they are now infiltrating the dream realm now. Well, that's a misunderstanding of what dreams are. There isn't a dream realm. Okay, so, I mean, that's already a distortion. Whoever, if it's Indigo Angel or someone else, there's no such thing as a dream realm. You will not hear that if you want to point that out to me in Voyager's dream realm, if you want to point it out to any workshop that talks about a dream realm, what are dreams? Okay? It's you and your memories swimming around in your DNA. You have 1,728 lifetimes in your DNA, in your dormant DNA, and you're going to have some of that in this life pattern. Every single being is going to have their own connections when they're sleeping. When you sleep, you go to a certain frequency. So a lot of humans will go to a certain pattern or frequency. I mean, maybe that's what you're referring to. But you don't stay in that frequency. You literally are going to different frequencies. Oceana even describes it as going to the metagalactic core to replenish. Because we're finite beings down here. We're not immortals. Not in this dimension, we're not immortal. So we have to, in sleep, part of your sleep purpose is regeneration. And actually getting some of that from the metagalactic core back in. And so you're going to go up to several Merkabas and down back to your current 3D Merkaba to do that. And so, is there alien beings trying to use technologies to intercept us? Yes, there is. Of course, we talk about that. A lot of it's even talked about in the Secret Space Program information, but even in Voyager's books and Oceana's teachings, you will hear about EM pulses being used. And don't forget holographic inserts. Some of the great aliens use that. There's lots of illusion. This is why you want to activate your heart chakra, to be able to see what's behind this physical reality. Some people use remote viewing. Some people use astral projection. Basically, you're not relying just on your 3D senses. You're able to perceive and confirm things on your own extra sensory perceptions. So, but yeah, I never said dreaming was safe. But if our sister was reporting positive dreams, she's not being intercepted. She's living a very high frequency. You're not going to have these problems if you're living on a high frequency. That includes your diet should be high frequency. If you're still a meat eater, you're taking in low vibe energies, dead energy. It doesn't have energy. It's dead. You want living foods that are thriving with energy. And you can still replace uh, your proteins with substitutes besides meat. Now, I'm one of those people who are flexible vegans. Like, I'm not always vegan. Like, when I went on a trip, I ate, outside of my vegan diet. So I believe you can have a balance, or you could have, a hybrid diet. But I'm still going to be mostly vegan, but let's say I visit my Christian parents who are always eating meat. I can make an exception. I can do that. And some people are too rigid, too strict. That's not a good balance. You'll hear even Speaker 1 saying that sometimes we need to eat meat. That's from Speaker 1's mouth. So I think there is a balance, but not whey meat. That's a choice that's against the alkaline diet. There's acidic diets, which is meat eaters, and then there's alkaline, where you want to get all the acidic out, which is healing yourself of inflammation. A lot of that is coming from the foods that we eat. So, but yeah, I set up 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes ago. But so let me double check here. Elephant tusk, yeah. I believe that this is just symptoms, negative symptoms of things being amped up on the dark side. And you're almost confirming that what all this BS people are saying, that we're all ascending, is a crock of shit. Excuse my language. It is nonsense. It is not truthful, man. But you're going to get people saying that, oh, we're all going to awaken, and we're all, and people in the secret space program, people. Oh, they're going to release technology. It doesn't matter if let's say they release technology. That is not spiritual awakening. I don't see you, brother, sister, at these events. I don't see you understanding creation mechanics or actual ascension mechanics. That's not how it works. You're going to see, like our brother Elephant Tusk said, you're going to have more influences around the world, around people, around belief systems, around light workers. You're going to be targeted. You're going to be isolated. You're going to be demonized. I mean, think about that. Someday the majority will demonize me because they're all going to be in favor of Anunnaki, or in favor of Galactic Federation, or in favor of, the things that the Guardians themselves, not me. I'm in agreement, in accordance, in alignment. I resonate with these teachings, and not only that, like I said earlier, you don't need a teacher or a book, man. It will eventually come into your cognizance, into your knowing. You will see. You won't need to rely on someone else's information or teaching or enlightenment. You will have your own awareness, your own, frequency, and you can check yourself. And, that's the best place to be in our own God, sovereign, free, inner Christos. Just stand in that. Stand in your inner Christos. And you guys, woohoo! Kristen, Star Sister, thank you so much. Bless you, sister. Thank you for being a moderator. Thank you for being so positive. You're powerful in your own right. So are your powerful indigo daughters, twins. Bless you and your family. Thank you so much for supporting this work. It makes a big difference. You guys make a difference. All of you who donated tonight, you made a difference, and there wasn't a big chunk taken to YouTube. It's staying with your intention, which was towards me. So thank you so much. PayPal just takes a small transaction fee. That's nothing compared to YouTube, Google's 30% chunk, right? So thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for your understanding. Some of you don't understand, I guess, but some of you will understand that YouTube is censors. It's censoring me. I didn't break any of their content rules. This is not a content strike. I have no strikes on my channel. This is a what do they call it? A partner, a YouTube partner program, YPP. This is a YPP strike. I'm not safe, I guess, to have what do you call it? Sponsors, commercial breaks. For some reason they think my Anunnaki content, or maybe it's my alien life content. I think it's my alien life content. Maybe it's not even so conspiratorial. Maybe it's just they're trying to keep videos away from their paid partners program that don't have teaching content. So it's hard to market that. Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe it's a legitimate market issue. So I told him in my appeal, I'm telling him in my appeal that I will follow whatever you want me to follow, but when I'm still going to be teaching in my members area and in my other platforms, the hard hitting stuff. Okay, so you don't want me to do this, then I will grow on YouTube around that. But just so you guys know, members are over. If you want to be a member, please support me on Patreon. Go to my Patreon. This is the end of the show, so I'm just finishing up here. Please go to my Patreon. I don't know what's happening with I tried to do Facebook Live. There was only 1 or 2 people. I don't know what the F that is. I will keep testing it and see if there's changes. And check if there's anything going to happen with Facebook Live. If not, okay, I'll keep on doing YouTube Lives without getting paid by YouTube, right? So, and it's not as if I get paid a lot, but just so you guys know, this really sucks. You know why? Because my channel just blew up on YouTube. And then they cut my throat. They cut me from making money from it. I blew up. I got my first 1.7 million views. My first video on YouTube. I have other videos, no problem. Facebook is no problem, man. I got several that went viral. Like 4 videos went viral last week on Facebook. No problem on Facebook. But as soon as I was successful on YouTube, they must have raised a flag, and then the human checked my videos, and they don't tell you exactly. They will not tell you exactly what you did wrong. You have to guess. So I'm guessing that was my alien life videos that don't have dialogue. So, and that fits their description of what I don't know how they worded it, but there was one more donation here. Since it doesn't show up for you guys in Super Chat, I have to... Sandra, bless you, sister. Thank you so much, you guys. And you know what? I don't need to do Facebook Lives if this is going to work out. If this is going to work out with PayPal, hey, instead of paying PayPal membership fees, now you can just pay your one of your favorite content creators directly. This could be a win-win situation. I can keep on doing my lives. It doesn't pay for all my lost income from, if I have 10 million views, I won't get anything from that. But, so this is why I have to grow around this, you guys. There is solutions. I will survive. Especially with your help, you guys, I will survive, and I will keep working full-time. I'm not going to stop working full-time. The only time I slow down is when my girlfriend visits me. She lives long distance. When we're together, and I'll only work a little bit, or whatever. But for the most part, I am working every day of the week. I work 100 plus hours, easy 100 plus hours. So thank you so much, you guys, for hanging with me tonight. This will be all the little things happening with my channel now. I will be putting them in my YouTube posts and the Discord posts. YouTube post, you can find it on my channel. Just go to my channel, look for the post section. You'll find my YouTube post. I'm always posting new information or new updates, so you guys know what the hell's going on. You will know what's going on by going to my YouTube post or my Discord post if you're a member there, which, by the way, shouldn't exist anymore, but I'm going to keep it open. There's no reason for me to kick everyone out there because there's no YouTube members, because there's still people on Instagram and TikTok who became Patreon members. So I'm asking you guys who want to become Patreon members, I mean, if you still want to be a member, move from YouTube and go to the Patreon. But still come to YouTube because I'm still going to upload some videos. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you to my moderators, Giannis, Kirsten Loves, and our new star sister, because we didn't have anybody. We have a new moderator. Thank you so much. Bless you, sister. And I got too many windows open, guys. Sorry. Georgina. Yeah, Christos. I love that name, by the way. That's a powerful name. And I love your Liren thumbnail. Avatar. Yeah, they can't hold us back permanently. And there won't always be, what you call censorship. Eventually, there will be communities of truth. And things will change and awaken eventually. But, well, we're the ones making those changes, so let's keep on doing it. All right, Sir Madison, brother. Sorry, man, we're about to finish the live, but thank you for being here, brother. I don't know what's going to happen with Facebook, you guys. That might not work out, so I might just keep on coming here, whatever happens. So you guys are, it's been an average of 60 people online at a time. So thank you to your regulars, at least 60 of you, 50 to 60 of you who are regulars. So I have a reason to keep coming back. So I just realized that I'm going to be expanding, and I'm not going to post any more alien life videos. You guys, those were beautiful, precious videos, positive, peaceful alien videos, calming videos. YouTube doesn't want that. Maybe they have a problem with the Anunnaki videos too. I don't know. They won't tell me. So I got to guess. So I'm guessing. Time to eat. Time to wrap it up, you guys. And I'll be here on Saturday. I'm going to try to get Dara Akasha with us. I also a few people at the convention I just came from. I want, like Tom Althouse. There's a few spiritual oriented people that I want to invite to the show as well. So after tonight, we should have a lineup of guests. Okay, you guys, just so you know. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. Shaddai Ure Akuntan. You guys, we are the Christic light of this world. Whether you believe we're all awakening, or there's darkness in the world, or we're needed or not needed, shine your light. Live in unity. Live in Christ consciousness. That's 12th dimensional consciousness. Transmute your physical distortions, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual distortions. Learn the Kathara biospiritual healing techniques and the teachings in the Dance for Love, Dance for Joy, Dance for Life video, MCEO video workshops. They're for free. You can find them online. You can't find them? Ask one of the moderators for the links. DM me on Instagram or Facebook for the links. Email me. I put my email below. Thank you guys so much, brothers and sisters who are into these guardian teachings. One of the last, you know, what do they call those things they put by the shore? Lighthouse. One of the last lighthouses, true guardian, based on omni love, based on unity consciousness, based on Christ consciousness, based on the inner Christos, law of one. One of the last few teachings on earth based on these teachings, man. Bless all of you. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you on Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Special shout out to all my moderators. Celine, Giannis, Sarah Holder, Stardust Goddess, and our new star sister. I got to keep track of all the men and the women. Georgina, and then we have. If I forget one of you, don't hate on me. I just my human memory. Starman, Sermatism, Indigo. I think we let Indigo go. He doesn't come anymore. But bless our brother Indigo. And also yeah, that's the guys in the group. So Machiwa Holy Ones. Smile. Find that Christic joy, baby. What's up? Special shout out to my twin flame, my spiritual wife, Julia. I love you, baby. We were both together. We were together at the alien event. Thank you, my love. Thank you for all of you who are regular members, who are, well, you know, regulars now. Thank you for those who are just been regular and loyal and faithful to this teaching and to these groups. Thank you so much to all of you. Much gratitude and reverent respect. Good night, you guys. See you soon. Machiwa. Let me start here.